Test 1, 2. Welcome to this week's TubeBuddy live stream. I am stoked that you all are here. As with every As with every other stream that we do, if you would, as we kind of funnel in here, I'll give us a few minutes to kind of get started. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Again, with the live streaming thing, what's up, super user? Let me know where you guys are from. Put that in the chat. If the audio is good, that would be fantastic. We got a whole bunch of people in there. SSZ Tech, Gay Life and Wives, Beanie Draws. Welcome back, guys. Instrumental. I'm stoked you're here too, Dusty. I'm so glad you guys would say that. Danny's TV, Kim here, Vicus M, Baby Lullabies. Georgia, that's where I'm from. The big state of Georgia. Your new computer is broken, trackpad's still not working, but you're going to post today. Hello, Dusty. Hello, Andrew. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's live stream. UK, you're sounding perfect. You, my friend, are sounding perfect as well. Where are you guys coming from? You're awake. It's 5 a.m. Florida. We got someone from India. Hi, I love you, baby. I love you, too. Where else do we have people coming in from? Let's see here. First time here? Oh, man, I'm so glad to see that. We got some first timers in the chat. That's a beautiful thing. North Carolina, the South is represented. Toronto, Canada is being represented. Holland, we got some people from across the pond here. We just got people coming in from all over this world. Now, if you do know this, you will understand that normally I come in here in a t-shirt, but for some reason, not for some reason, there really is a reason. I had to go to a funeral today. I had a friend, family member pass away, so I am a little more dressed up than normal. I actually had a suit on, but I changed into a polo shirt, so I do apologize for not coming in my normal stuff. And last week I had to postpone the stream because my daughter was sick. My daughter was sick. She had a bad ear infection. She is almost 3 years old, and so it was definitely a traumatic time here at the Porter household. I will say this as we're waiting one more minute for people to get in here. If you guys haven't went and viewed the Vid Summit, the TubeBuddy Roundtable, I was watching it. Here it is here. All of these beautiful faces, all of these beautiful TubeBuddy folks with Roberto and Owen and Nick and Brian and Andrew right here in the middle. Go watch this video. It made me very jealous that I wasn't able to make it this year. And so it's one of those situations to where I was very proud to have these gentlemen represent TubeBuddy and what we do, right, as people who are spokespersons or spokespeople for TubeBuddy. I wouldn't want to have any other guys beside me than these five here, and of course Daryl and some other folks as well. But we've got a absolute fantastic lineup of streamers. It actually makes me feel a little bit, I guess you would say, nervous when I do things like this, because I am going up against, not up against, but alongside these guys in the YouTube education, sphere on YouTube. So thankful to be alongside those guys. So I have not been more excited about a stream than I have this one. I'm very passionate about this topic. I'm very passionate about what we're doing here at TubeBuddy. It's amazing. It's amazing that in TubeBuddy, just over the year that I've been a part of this team, Phil is always coming at me with new ideas, new things, and they're always ahead of the curve at what they're doing at TubeBuddy and making a tool that we as creators want to use. Not just a tool that's out there and some people like and some don't, but a tool that is changing the way we do YouTube, right? So it's changing the way we basically are able to utilize the platform that we've been given. So with all of that being said, we are again on the precipice of some new and awesome stuff that we're partnering with. Phil's always messaging me or emailing me, say, hey, we're going to partner with this. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Well, today I'm going to be showing you a little bit something. So the TubeBuddy team and I are very excited to talk about the Repurpose.io tool. So we will be releasing this on the TubeBuddy channel, the TubeBuddy Express podcast, thanks to Repurpose. So on Tuesdays, the most recent episodes will be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and on Thursday, we will be throwing it back to the other older podcast episodes. So this will end when we're caught up. So I think we're around like 65 episodes now. So as soon as we get caught up, you're only going to see podcasts posted on the YouTube channel on Tuesday. So this this is going to give us another way to get the podcast out there to you guys. So if you don't want to listen to it via iTunes, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch it that way. So myself, Andrew, and Phil are so excited to have your input on the podcast, and we really hope you enjoyed this new feature, this new thing that we're going to do. And so let us know topics and things you would like us to cover on future podcasts. This is going to be amazing. So I'm going to be demoing that tool for you today. If you Ethan Deppy, bro, I know you. Oh, I know you. What's up, Ethan? Welcome, man. I know that guy in real life, right? Ethan, welcome, man. Welcome to the stream. That is awesome, man. So stoked that you're here. It's awesome that you know about TubeBuddy and kind of what we're doing here on the team. So I'm going to be talking today primarily about not primarily, but at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to be talking a lot about Repurpose.io. So I'm going to be demoing this for you. So I am logged in here into our Repurpose.io website backend here. So I'm going to basically show you guys how you can take your podcast and you can basically upload it to your YouTube channel in one seamless process. So it's going to allow you to take a link from your podcast, upload it directly to YouTube. It's going to make it look good. It's going to make it sound good. And Repurpose.io does all of the work for you. So as you can see here, we have the TubeBuddy Express podcast. This is our first input right here. So you can see here, the first input, TubeBuddy Express podcast right here. If we go to view episodes right here, under view episodes, we're going to be able to see all of the past episodes of the TubeBuddy Express podcast. So we're all the way up to episode 65. I can't believe we've been doing this now for 65 episodes. That is awesome. So as we mentioned there in the promo, you're going to see new episodes. The interview that I did with Roberto, you may see it in the next couple of weeks, and all of the other information that I've been putting out on the podcast. Smooth Sailing says, love Repurpose.io. Well, you know what? We love this. And remember, though, if you are a TubeBuddy member, so basically, if you're a TubeBuddy member, users get a discount. So if you go to repurpose.io/TubeBuddy, so if we just go to a URL that is repurpose.io/TubeBuddy, you're going to see this here. You're going to see Phil's wonderful face here. Repurpose.io not only saved us an enormous amount of time by auto-converting our podcast as YouTube videos, but it did so in a simple workflow with professional quality results. Beautifully said there, beautifully stated, but you will get a discount on the normal pricing of Repurpose.io. So if you have a podcast, you need to be on this right now. So as I was mentioning earlier, this here is our feed, and you can see here, it's as simple as going in here and doing all of this. But I'm going to show you from the very beginning how easy it is to literally repurpose your podcast to a YouTube video. So if we go here and we go back to the homepage of Repurpose.io, DK Gaming, welcome. How are you today? And we go to the homepage here. We're going to see a green button that says create a new repurpose, okay, workflow. We're going to click on that guy there. Name this workflow. So this is going to be where you go right here and you go to podcast. All right, so you go to podcast, whatever your podcast is here, put podcast name there. And then if we go to next and click on the next button there, we're going to have an input and we're going to have an input connection, okay? So if we go to choose an input type, we're going to have an input type of the audio podcast feed. Then choose an input connection, which would be the TubeBuddy Express podcast. So basically, this is where you input your feed from like Libsyn, SoundCloud, wherever you're getting your, they call it an RSS feed in the podcasting biz. So, you put all of that there and then click next. Basically, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to convert audio to video. That's what we're going to be doing from audio podcast to video, okay? So we go to audio to video and then click next there. So it's going to say choose an output connection. So obviously, we already have our TubeBuddy YouTube channel linked up. So that's going to be our TubeBuddy YouTube channel there. And then you could even choose, look at this, guys, you could even choose a playlist within your YouTube channel to upload the podcast to. How beautiful is that? Again, if you need to select a new output connection, this is where you will link your YouTube channel right here. And then you can even create a new playlist if you want to. And then when you create a repurpose workflow, by clicking this green button here, you're going to then see what I showed you earlier under the connection here. So under the TubeBuddy channel here, you're going to basically see what I was talking about. So if we go back to the homepage now, and then we go to view episodes, it will automatically upload all of those those past and previous episodes for you to see on the back end of Repurpose.io. So once you have them all here, you will then see the ability to either publish or republish if you already have. So like with this one here, for instance, episode 63, or let's go to this one here, episode 60, the one that I did the interview with Roberto. If I go to view here, it's going to show me a few different things. So under view, as you can see, look how beautiful this is. Not my face. I mean, that's beautiful too, right? Let's be honest. But right here, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. But if we go right here, look how amazing this looks. So I'm going to go ahead and mute this now. But if we play this back, so you can be doing something else. You can be, doing anything else in listening to a podcast on the YouTube channel. So again, what we're going to understand is has this nice little wave format here. It has the title of the show here. It has the host name here. It has some good stuff like install TubeBuddy free at TubeBuddy.com. I mean, the opportunities here are absolutely endless. And this is all being done, right, from Repurpose.io. Now, again, this video is private. We haven't started publishing these on YouTube yet. Andrew can drop the release date. I believe it's going to be probably this coming Tuesday. Andrew, tell me if I'm wrong, because I probably am. But once you do it, Andrew has been doing all of this to the back end. He and Phil have, and I've been tinkering around with it. I'm hopefully going to be doing this. So it's going to be Tuesday. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing this with my YouTube Creators Hub podcast as well. I'm just so excited. I'm getting a little ahead of myself right now. But yes. It's beautiful. So yes, Tuesday is when it is going to be starting. Tuesdays, we will get new episodes, and then Thursdays, throwback, right? Throwback Thursdays. That's a big thing now with the kids, so we're just gonna go with that. But guys, how amazing is that, right? So like, you have the ability here to customize, and again, Phil's done a great job. Phil's done a great job of making this look the way that it is. But guys, you can see here that what a wonderful way to go and to republish and to repurpose, obviously, hence with the name. It's amazing. So again, this is just another, when you think about TubeBuddy, one of the things that I like to think of and commit, this is going to get serious. So you know what we need to do? We need to go full screen. This is going to get serious. One of the things that I like to think about when I do work with TubeBuddy is this is just another quiver, right? In another arrow in our quiver. And what I mean by that is that it's one of those things where we're not resting on our laurels. We're always trying to get better and to do more as a tool and a platform that you use as creators on a day-to-day basis. We're not just resting on our situation where, oh, we're doing pretty good, we're getting a lot of signups. No, TubeBuddy is always looking to improve, and we've got some really, really exciting new partnerships in the future beyond just Repurpose.io. So we got Repurpose.io, we have Audio Hero, we got another one I don't know if I can talk about as of yet, but something that's going to happen really, really soon. So again, that's going to be extremely, extremely exciting. I also have a new toy here in the studio that I'm not using right now because I haven't figured it out, but it is what you call a stream board, where basically it's like a little soundboard. You can push different buttons and it changes the different Cs. Not yet, Andrew says. So don't worry, Andrew. I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to explode the secret here. So don't worry about that. So guys, check that out. There was a question, Dusty, did they use the Wave for that visual, WAVVE? Smooth sailing, I'm not sure if they did or not. As far as that tool goes, I'm not sure. I would have to kind of look and see how they did that. And I think one thing that I'm going to do is actually have the CEO, Phil, Andrew, if you're watching, maybe we can make this happen. I want to have him on the podcast. Let's talk about the back end and how this is happening. But I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying it and are going to really, really love. I mean, guys, seriously, not only can you publish it, but you can also republish it later. So it's amazing. Mallory Irvin, any thoughts on Patreon? I think Patreon is a great platform. I actually have a very popular video on YouTube about getting started on Patreon, setting up your account. Get a lot of traction through that video. If I find it, or if Andrew finds it, he might can put it in chat. But I do have one on YouTube that basically shows you from point A all the way to Z how to get started, and some tips. And obviously it needs to be updated, and I will do that very, very soon. So I'm gonna let Andrew drop the he's gonna drop the Q&A thing inside the chat there. So basically, Sphinx says, "Hello, Dusty and TubeBuddy. You've helped me so much, almost at 500 subs. That is amazing. I love, love, love to hear stories like that where people are just talking about it. It's amazing." Let's see here. Doing well. What about yourself? Fantastic. So let's go ahead and open it up. You can see, here you go. This is the link here to, if we go, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So we'll go here and we'll copy that. But if you go to this link here, whoever was asking about Patreon, if you go to this link here, you can see my video on it. Again, I'm not saying it's the best video out there. It's got, again, the majority of people who have watched this video have emailed me and said that it's a very helpful and very instructive when it comes to Patreon. So again, Andrew is dropping it like it is hot. So the question document, the Q&A document will be posted there in chat for you to go and ask me questions. But right now, I want to open it up to anyone who has questions about the podcasting industry, getting your podcast on YouTube. Bucket Gaming, welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you have a question, please give it to me on the Google Docs page here. As you can see here, for some reason I decided to open it up here, but if you would, go ahead and do that. So you can ask me any question about YouTube. Please don't make it advertising or advertisement for your channel. I would rather keep it more educational and more informative. So please go to the questionnaire and do it that way. Your video was confirmed as not suitable for most advertisers. Will this affect the overall amount of viewers I will be able to get? No, it should not have any effect on that. No, that just has to do with monetization. Darkness Prevails. Just got TubeBuddy's Legend package. I've noticed the tag rankings next to my tags aren't accurate in the search rankings. What's up with that? Those change very, very frequently, very quickly. It's very hard to keep up. We do the best job possible on the TubeBuddy side, and we're always looking to improve, and that's one of the areas that we'll continue to improve. But for the most part, I use mine on a day-to-day basis, and they're very, very accurate. So for the most part, they may be some that are off, but most of them are accurate. Let's see, how often should I redo tags? Again, you can mess with them and tweak with them as long as they're relevant. Again, it's one of those things to where they're okay to tweak and change, but they need to be relevant tags, and you can see kind of what happens. Should I mess with them 2 days after I post the video or leave them for a week or so? I leave them for at least a good 3 to 5 to 7 day time frame to at least get a good time estimate of what's working and what's not. Let's see here. Yeah, so we put a little link there. Darkness Prevails. If you are having issues with that, email phil@tubebuddy.com. And he'll help you out. They should be very, very accurate. It's one of those things to where we're always trying to improve everything we do. And what I've learned about TubeBuddy is that we are always looking to improve what we've already got out there. So one of those things to where we try to stay a step ahead of the next provider, the next tool out there. And I think we've done that up to this point. So if you do have any issues, definitely get those out there. And Phil and the team will definitely take care of that. Just Destiny. TubeBuddy is the best YouTube software out there for the price. I agree 100%. Let's see here. Thank you guys for answering my questions. I figured there were quite a lot of variables when it comes to search rankings. Yeah, there's a ton of variables. Let's see, Dusty. TubeBuddy delays the speed of my YouTube. Any way to fix? I wouldn't think it would be TubeBuddy. If there is, I would go check your Google browser add-on. So if you have like an add-on like you see here on my Google Chrome, you know, TubeBuddy obviously is right up here. But if you go here, you may have some other ones that may be bogging down your YouTube. I wouldn't think TubeBuddy would affect it. I've had it installed for a long time. Actually, I've had newer versions installed and have never had an issue. Let's see. Again, don't forget to be giving me your questions in the Q&A document that Andrew has so fantastically provided for us. So definitely go check that out if you would. Go give me your questions there, and I'll give you a shout out and answer your question. But yeah, when it comes to tags, guys, it really is about understanding relevancy for tags, as well as knowing which tags will make your videos more popular in the interim, in the short term, right? To kind of get your channel out there, to get your video out there. TubeBuddy, I've seen a slowdown loading in the past, particularly if you're using a long time frame on analysis like lifetime. Yeah, there may be specific links or parts of the tool that may take longer to load. But again, if you email that email address we gave you earlier, we can always try to squash those bugs. Do you think that the estimated amount of revenue that TubeBuddy predicts is accurate? So that's a good question, Bucket Gaming. I believe it's a good estimate. I don't think it's exact because there's no way for us to know exactly. So like if we go like that, if I can go back to that video that Andrew, let's see it right here it is. Let's see, paste and go. There we go. So like if we go back to say this video here, it is just an estimate, right? So like this one here, it says estimated earnings $62. Anywhere from $10 to $166. I can tell you on this video, I have made close to this, maybe a little more, but again, it is an estimate. That's why right here it says estimated earnings. But yeah, I think it's definitely a good litmus test to go by. But again, it depends on the MCN. It depends on the types of ads that are running. It depends on the types of year, the time of year. I mean, think of it this way. We are about to go into, as a creator, a good time of year. Everybody's going to be spending that ad revenue, right? It's coming up to be holiday season, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Everybody's going to be spending that ad money. And so us as creators, that's where our ad revenue may go, up and to the right, which is where we want it to go. But again, that's just an estimate, okay? That's not going to be like we're telling you this creator made exactly $62.10 on that video. That's not the case. I had someone copy a video of mine that really took off. After I reported it, my video was just stopped. Not happy with YouTube. Yeah, man. Sometimes like that, things happen. It's amazing. I've had tons of people who have copied my video and have used it as their own and have gotten more views on their video than I have, and I've reported it. Again, I think YouTube does, they're trying to do a better job of that. So as you see there in the chat, it says here, we simply provide $1.50 per 1,000 view estimate. So again, that's a base average. I know I get a little more than that, just knowing my channel. So for me, I can say, oh, that's an estimate, but just bump it up a little bit, and that's probably what I've made on that video. So if you have a specific question, please put it in the document. We only have 4 questions over there now. I think everybody's asking the questions in chat because I'm kind of rapid fire going through these here. But yeah, I love going through and answering your guys' questions. Do skippable ads still give me revenue? Yes, they do. Very, very small amount, but they may give you a couple of cents. You have a popular video that gets around 150 views per day now. What would be the best ad to run on it? Again, you would have to run those ads and see. I always keep all of them selected when it comes to my videos. That's my preference. I feel like if I tweak any of that stuff, it may mess up what I have going on, and I don't want to do that. So that's one of the things there. So how does YouTube pay you monthly? It's directly deposited into your bank account directly from the AdSense program. Let's see here. If someone doesn't have a credit card, it's not done through a credit card. It's all done through a bank statement, through a bank account. This is telling me that we need to do a live stream, maybe the next one on revisit the topic of monetization on YouTube. I've got a ton of great podcasts on this, but I think that maybe you guys are having some questions, and we really need some direct answers. So again, that's something we may can do. What's the best free website for keywords? Google AdWords, Google AdWord tool. Go to Google and type in the Google AdWord tool and use it that way. How long does the YouTube take to send the verification PIN code? Have no idea what you're referring to there. Leanne Smith, oh, how are you? How are you, Leanne? How are you? I think that's how you say your name, right? Leanne Smith. So wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's see here. It takes 1 month. There you go. There's the answer to that question I did not know the answer to. So again, please give me your questions in the, we got 5 responses now, so I will go ahead and start those. Here we go. Beanie Draw says that he recently had a video demonetized. Luckily, it made 1,000 views, so it had manually been reviewed. It's okay now. Yeah, that's kind of where they're saying they're going to make a change to that, Beanie, where they're actually hopefully not going to demonetize videos that shouldn't be demonetized. All right, so question number 1. This is coming from Sofa Ducks. Let's see here. Could Repurpose take video podcasts and make them audio only? Do you have any recommendations on that? Oh, that is Eileen. Eileen, that's how you say your name. I'm sorry, Eileen. I apologize. Excuse my southern accent. I apologize. Eileen. Could Repurpose take video podcasts and make them audio only? You know what? I don't want to answer that. Andrew, do you know if that's even possible? Or Phil, if you're still in here, can we take a video podcast, convert it, and make it audio? I'm not sure because I think it would have to output a audio feed, which would be an RSS feed. So, Sofa, I'm not sure. Eileen, yes, smiley face. That's beautiful. Where do you input questions? Andrew can put the link in there again. So that's a great question, though, Sofa. I'm not quite sure the answer to that question, though. I really want to do some more research on that. So maybe it can be done, but I would think it would be a little more difficult. Like if you go here, Sofa, and you see kind of what it's doing, like the process of these audio podcasts, taking them and making them, basically it's just a static image. So when you go and you view like the podcast here on the YouTube channel, it's just a static image that has kind of a wave animation at the top. So I'm not quite sure. I don't think that can happen, but it's a great idea. And if it's something that we can make happen, I would love for us to do that. So I love that idea. Great question, by the way. Those are the questions that I love doing. All right, so maybe we can build that into TubeBuddy. Oh, maybe we can build that into TubeBuddy. Look at that, Sofa. You may have just give us a new idea. Fantastic. I'm going to take a sip here of my Chick-fil-A water. Excuse me, guys. All right, the Gamer for Life 12. Eileen says you can convert your video to audio using QuickTime and a bunch of other software. Yeah, there's ways of doing it. The way that I do it is I take my video into software like ScreenFlow, and then I basically save as and export as an MP3 or a WAV file and do it that way. But again, that's a pretty long workaround for doing it. There's better ways of doing it, like Eileen said. The Gamer for Life 12 asks, if I get TubeBuddy, what would it do for my podcast? I focus on gaming, and I don't know if it can help me. So if it's your podcast that you're doing, but you also have a YouTube channel, now that we're partnering with Repurpose.io, not only can you publish your podcast seamlessly after you set up the connection, but you can also get all of the great tools that TubeBuddy offers for your YouTube channel. So for me and you, man, as podcasters and creators, it's a beautiful thing, right? We get the best of both worlds. Gamer for Life, let me know your podcast name in the chat, and I'd love to go check it out. I love new podcasts, and I'm a gamer myself, so it's a beautiful thing. You can use, Eileen says she used ScreenFlow too. Yes, ScreenFlow is just fantastic. Beanie says you can use 4K video downloader and download your video and audio only if you want to make it into an audio podcast. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to do it, right? You can use those free web tools. You can use the free web tools that basically it's YouTube to MP3 and do it that way. But again, there's a plethora of ways to do it. So. But to answer that last question, TubeBuddy is just getting bigger and better for podcasters. With this partnership with Repurpose.io, also having myself as a very much an evangelist. Phil, if you're still here, he knows this. I'm always trying to push ideas that will help podcasters out because I know that that's an up and coming. I know podcasts have been around forever, but I think the trend is still pushing upward, right? So many great people are doing podcasts. Beanie Dross ask a question, not podcast related, he says, but when working with tags, you just said it's best to leave the tags 5 or so days to let them have their effect. Does that just apply individually to single videos? I'm planning on changing batches of video tags. Some days might be more videos having their tags changed, some days less. Would this have much effect on the channel as a whole? Is that also the same for thumbnail changing? Thumbnail changing is differently. With thumbnail changing, I use the TubeBuddy A/B tester, allowing me to show one thumbnail to certain people and another thumbnail to other people. That's a great feature of TubeBuddy, by the way. And it's Hani from Repurpose.io. I don't know. Is he here right now? Are you here? But apparently he may be in the chat, maybe not. But yeah, audio content is definitely growing. Back to your question, Beanie. Thumbnail changing is different. But it's one of those things to where with tags, if you're going to do it for multiple videos, you again want to give it some time. excuse me, it will have an effect on your YouTube channel. It will have an effect because it could have a negative effect too. I've changed keywords. Let me just give you an example. I had a video about how to work with layers in Photoshop. And that video did really well. I mean, 600,000 views. The first 2 months it had over 200K views. I mean, it just blew up. Well, I thought I would get cute, and I thought I would change some thumbnails on all of my Photoshop videos, not thinking about the more popular ones, and I changed it to like newer versions of Photoshop because it was working the same way, and it had a negative impact. I mean, my views just plummeted. So again, you may want to watch before you do that. Let's see here. That's how the A/B test feature works. Yeah, so like if you go, I mean, let's just take a look at it, right? So if we go here, when we go to A/B test, I haven't used this in a while. Actually, you know what? I don't want to sign in because I'm afraid it'll sign me out. I'm afraid it will sign me out of the live streaming. It'll sign me in automatically with my normal YouTube channel. So I don't want to botch up the stream. But on another stream, I will actually show you how all of that works. But the A/B, there's a great video Andrew did on the A/B feature. So definitely go check that out. Let's see here. It will, yeah. I have to sleep now. I'm so sorry. Eileen, you are a popular person. That's awesome. I'm going to have to meet Eileen. I'm going to need to get her on my podcast. Eileen, get in touch with me via Facebook or somewhere else, and I'd love to have you on the podcast. I think that would be awesome. Let's see here. Question number 4 from Gay Life and Wives. How can I get sponsor and more subscribers? Yeah, again, I don't really want to answer that question. Go through the TubeBuddy YouTube channel, go to my channel, Nick's channel, Brian's channel, Roberto's channel. Go check that out. I think those channels can help you with what you're wanting to do. Next question coming from Miss Adventure 753. What advice do you have for a new page? I'm just starting out, and what to know the key things to make my page grow? I assume you're talking about a YouTube page, and if so, again, it's a pretty generic question. I think we've got a lot of great stuff on the TubeBuddy page here. And again, go to TubeBuddy's YouTube channel, consume all the content to help you with TubeBuddy, but on the right-hand side here, you're going to see great people like Daryl, Roberto, myself, Owen, Brian, Nick, VidSEO, Amy, Andrew. You're going to see a ton of great people here. That's gonna where it goes. Explore, what is your channel? My channel is Technology Guru. I do all things about technology. Do I do private consultations? I do, but I don't talk about those here on the stream. It's a completely different part of what I do. Next question. Excuse me, guys. The next question, I think my daughter gave me some of her cold, and I'm getting over it now. As a voice actor, it's very hard to be sick. That's why I always have a cup of water handy. The Best 21 says, on the Repurpose tool, can you change how the video? Oh, yes, you can. I didn't even show this part. I may have to get some, excuse me again, guys. I may have to get some tools or some information from Phil on this one to kind of show how it works. But yes, there is the ability to change the way that image looks. Absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see, workflow. Yes, like right here. I don't know if you can see this right here because it's not very zoomed in. Let's see here. Here we go. Yes. Beautiful, right here. As you can see, you can choose one of their templates, which is kind of what we have here. I mean, you can't change every aspect of it, but you can go and you can actually change the way it looks here, like on the preview here, as far as the thumbnail, change the colors, change the text, obviously. So there's a ton of stuff you can change to make it yours, to make it your own. So yeah, this is fantastic. They got a great area here that shows you basically all the different tools and features and stuff of Repurpose. But yes, you can always go and change the way that thumbnail looks, and obviously publish it later at a later date if that's something that you want to do. All right. Next question. Great question, though. I left that out. Try to stick to the topic of the live stream. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sticking to the topic. I appreciate that. Power Wrestling Videos says small or capital tags is better. Which one is better? I don't think any of that matters, to be honest with you. I always do lowercase. I think if you do all caps, it sounds a little shouty. A little attention grabbing. I would think that you would want to do it that way. Eileen, welcome. Dusty, I'll be in touch on Facebook. Perfect, Eileen. Thank you for stopping by. Which country should I choose in about option on channel? Because I speak English in videos, but you're Indian. I would do that way. Oh, Andrew says it does matter. See, I didn't know that. So Andrew says it does matter for tags. See, I was not in on that. So maybe Andrew could help me on this. I was under the impact that it doesn't matter. I always do mine like normal words. So I always do like a capital letter and then the word. Basically, when you search YouTube in their search indexes, it is lowercase. So try searching right now. Yeah. So I guess if you search on YouTube, yeah, everything is lowercase. It'll show all results in lowercase. Look at that right here. We're the top of the charts here. Beautiful. It does matter. 100% matter. It changed in 2015. I'm behind the times. Andrew's always there to correct me. Not perfect, guys. Definitely make mistakes. So it does matter. It does matter. Great question. Average Hero ED. Will we ever see you with the other TubeBuddy live streamers? Dusty, I really hope so. Man, I've interviewed Roberto. I've interviewed Owen. Trying to get in touch with Daryl. He's a very hard man to get in touch with. I've touched base with Nick. I'm going to have him on the podcast. I'd love to have Brian on. I've interviewed Phil and Andrew. So, yes, I would absolutely love to be in a spot to where I can collaborate with those amazing people. So, yes, to answer that question, yes, I definitely want to do that. Something we could do here on the show, on the live stream, is maybe do like a duo show where we could bounce ideas off each other, where we could have like myself and Owen on, or we could have myself and Nick on, or myself and Roberto, and we can bounce stuff off each other. I know Roberto's done some stuff with Tim Smoyer and people like that, who are other great YouTube educators as well. So, yes, absolutely. 100%. Avrana, question. What can I do when I don't get any views despite using all my tag characters and using keywords? Been doing YouTube for 4 years, but I only have 200 subs and barely any views. It's about really sticking to your guns and really not giving up. You need to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. Yes, you've been doing it 4 years, but you need to do something different. People say all the time, I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm not being successful. There's something, something's not right. YouTube's not finding my channel. No, they are, but you need to understand that you need to do something different. I'm not being rude or mean. I'm trying to be encouraging to you and say that, hey, listen, if that's what you want to do and YouTube is something you want to see in your future, then you might want to change something up and see what works and utilize all of this great information that TubeBuddy and other tools and other things from YouTube provide you with. So yeah, again, yeah, Andrew's right. YouTube is a search engine. Yes, it's the second largest search engine behind their big brother, Google. All right. Yeah, Andrew says he didn't start growing until he changed it up. It's so true. And also know your strengths. I was watching the stream that Owen did a couple of weeks ago before my daughter got sick, and I was watching the stream. He made a great point. He said, his videos are never going to be as crisp as Nick Nimmons' videos, right? Another one of the guys we have here on the TubeBuddy channel, because that's just not his deal, right? Like Nick knows everything about. He's a videographer. He's in that space. But Owen knows what he does well, and Owen can really, really do the things that he does well. And so, like, I've had to understand, what do I do well? I'm a good teacher. I can explain things easily and correctly. I also can have my audio sound very good. I'm very crisp. I've done audio production, podcasting for a long time now. I know where my strengths are. Know where your strengths are and go where your strengths are and put that all into your YouTube channel. Beanie Draws, in terms of audio, do you think having birds in the background has much of an effect in the enjoyment of a video? It seems there's a bird nest next door and it shows up in my recordings. Should I remove the tweeting, avoid the noise, or not worry too much about it? Beanie, that's a funny question. Those little Tweety birds are just enjoying your front porch or for the house next door or whatever. I don't know. It depends on how distracting it is. If it's every second and it's very loud, then you may want to try to do something. If it's not that loud, it could just be used as ambiance, right? As ambient noise that's used in the background. Send me a video later, Beanie. I can go to one of your channels and see if I can hear it. See what that does. But yeah, that's a funny problem to have, though. Andrew says his strength is storytelling, and I repurposed that for educational tutorials, and that's how I do well on TubeBuddy. I could not agree with that more. Andrew is a great storyteller, and he puts that forward on the TubeBuddy YouTube channel. So yeah, absolutely. Know what you're good at, do that, and do it well. Why is Armenian not supported for monetizing? I have no idea what you're asking with that question. I'm sorry. Power wrestling videos suggest any cheap mics for recording audio podcast. I actually do have a couple of mics that I would recommend. Excuse me 1 second. I want to see if I have it underneath here. I don't think that I do. Give me 1 second to go right behind the door. Dusty, you look 22-year-old. I wish I was 22 years old. I wish I was. My wife's like 6 months younger than me. I turned 31 in a couple of months, 4 months to be exact. So I appreciate the compliment there, but I wish I was that young. All right, so I had to go behind the curtain there. This microphone, Power Wrestling Videos, is what I started with. So I'm not sure here, I think I may have to go full screen to show you. Let's go here. Let's go to full screen. So what you're going to see here is this little beaut here. This beauty is, this little guy here is the Blue Yeti microphone. The Blue Yeti microphone is one of the greatest unknown things. I mean, people know about it now because of how popular it is. You can get one of these guys for right at $100 when they're on sale. And when they're not on sale, I think they're like $149, $179, something of that nature. But this is such a beautiful little device. So basically, as you can see here on the bottom, I hope you guys can see, you can plug it in using a USB, and it also has a headphone jack to export the audio out of the audio jack. But if you're looking for a great cheap mic that will have you sounding, have your dulcet tones just sounding so pure and so amazing, the Blue Yeti or Blue suite of mics are definitely the way to go. Or you can get, what else can you get? You can get the Logitech. You can get the Logitech, there's like a G120 or something over the head, over the ear piece of microphone. And those are cheap. I wouldn't recommend going that route. I would definitely go this route here, which is the USB microphone. And then once you get into more of a more professional thing, then basically like what I have the Neumann, whatever you want to call it. It's a PL104. This one is extremely expensive. I believe I paid almost $1,000 for this one. But when you do voiceover work, it's very important that you sound good. I am an audio snob, so when I go to someone's video, like it's amazing. Like you watch one of Nick's videos and it just looks amazing, but not only does it look good, but it sounds good too. Like his audio is crisp. So I can watch his stuff and it doesn't bother me. But a lot of people's stuff, you'll go and watch their videos and their audio is just absolutely horrific. And having a mic like this is great. And also, like Andrew said, compression on a microphone is key. So like you can tell like right here when I get into the mic, you know, it's not going to reverberate, or it's not going to pop. And then as you see, I have the nice arm coming here where I can place it wherever I want to place it. And then I use something called the Scarlett 2i2. Audio-Technica ATR 2100 is great. So again, it's one of those things to where you can't confuse a good microphone, like what Andrew's saying, into good audio mixing. So if you put a horrible mic into a mixer, you're still going to sound bad, right? But again, I am somewhat of an audio snob, so I think that audio is so important, is so crucial to a video, and I think Andrew would agree. Going back watching my older videos, not only did I sound like a redneck or a hick because I could not enunciate my words, but my audio was just like it would be like this: "Hello guys, welcome to," and that's all you would hear, and it's horrific, and it's so embarrassing to. Speaking of embarrassing, as my microphone goes below there. So yeah, good audio quality is extremely important. Definitely go check the Blue Yeti microphone. The Rodes are good too. I have those for my videography that I do wedding videography with. I use Rodes Pro for my my Sony. I actually ordered a new video camera this past week. I got the Sony I pre-ordered it. It's not out yet. The Sony A7 Mark III. Super nice camera. Going to be using it. Going to be using it for my wedding videos and all of that good stuff. So, all right. So we're going to go back now to the normal screen here. All right, let's see what else we got. Great question though. I love tech questions like that. I'm a nerd like that. I enjoy that stuff. Prud'll ask, hey Dusty, can you help me with some tips and tricks to grow my doodle drawing channel? If you can look at my channel page, that would be awesome. I don't look at the channels on the stream, but I might can go after stream and kind of let you know what I think. Pisces Chemical, do some games or vlogs or anything what people want to see? I don't know what you're really asking there. I apologize. The dude doesn't abide. I can't seem to figure out why my podcasts aren't doing well. I use TubeBuddy and we have video, but are video podcasts harder to make successful than just audio? Also, Dusty, you look like Joe Jonas. Joe, who's that? Anyways, I don't know who that is, but if he is a good-looking guy, I will say thank you. If he is not a good-looking guy, I will also say thank you. Yeah, I see people talking about audio softwares. I use Adobe Audition. Let me just show you, for example, before I get to that question there. Like, for example, like what I will do is, like this here, I will record all of my VO for my podcast. Let's see here. Like, here's a recent podcast that I did. So I will do it all here. In Adobe Audition. So as you can see here, I'll have my intro files. I will also have my interviews. All of that good stuff will be right here within Adobe Audition. All of it's kind of edited down like this here. And again, I'm a nerd. I do all of this very, very strictly and things like that. But again, Adobe Audition, I just subscribe to the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite and do it that way. Again, you don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can do it that way. Let's see here. Back to that question. Are video podcasts harder to make successful? I think so, because it's like basically putting a video on YouTube or on iTunes. I think that space is a little harder to rise to the top. I've done a few video podcasts and I've scaled them down to audio. They're just a lot harder to make. They're more time consuming. And I found that the audio podcasts are just as beneficial, right? The benefits of an audio show, audio content, is listening, consuming that content while you run, while you're cooking something in the kitchen, while you're doing other things. If you're doing or you're watching a video, it's normally you're trying to focus in on that one video. So I think that's probably a very important thing. So yeah, there's a services page that Andrew just linked where it shows every place that supports TubeBuddy. It's got all the information about TubeBuddy, and I'll drag it here for you guys to look at. As you can see right here, what just happened? That's not what I wanted to happen. But yes, it's a beautiful thing. I will get out of this now. I'm not sure why my computer decided to go haywire on me all of a sudden, but I'm going to go full screen for a minute and see kind of what happens here. So we're going to go to Windows, and we're going to go, for some reason, technology, you cannot. There we go. Now we're back in action here. But yeah, so Great question. Man, we're getting more and more questions here. Robin Flicks, hey, have you got your own network like the TubeBuddy network? No, we don't have a network like that. We have a network of collaborators and creators, and we consider ourselves the TubeBuddy network, but we don't have anything official. So, no. I think Hani is here. Is Hani here from Repurpose.io? I think so. Hani says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? You missed my whole presentation, Hani, of, I think, am I saying his name right? Please tell me that I am. My whole presentation on Repurpose. I demoed the whole thing. So basically, to say to you, Hani, we're so excited to be part of what you guys are doing and to partner up here at TubeBuddy with Repurpose is just amazing. So Hani, thank you so much. We've already gotten a ton of people so stoked about us being a part of what you're doing over there. And as a fellow podcaster myself, thank you so much for providing such a great tool. Thank you so much. We are rounding out the stream here. We got a couple more questions here. Lavon Gayomishan, I believe, what camera to use to start a YouTube channel? There's a lot of great ones out there. I prefer the Sony cameras. I've got a Sony a6500. I'm getting a Sony a7 Mark III. Ton of different great cameras. There's some point and shoots you can use. Canon 80Ds, 70Ds you can get for pretty cheap. Audio quality and just basically build quality of all of those are fantastic. But again, it's whatever works for you and whatever you have the budget for. What camera to use for a new YouTube channel? I just answered that. Canon or Sony is better. I'm not going to get into a fight with you. If you have a DSLR, use it. If you have a point and shoot, use it. The best camera that you have is the one that you are using. Also, it depends on the budget. Right? It's the budget. So if you have a smartphone like the iPhone 10 coming out or the iPhone 8 or 7, use that great camera that they provide to you. The Man F3, I hope to grow a podcast, but Repurpose is too confusing. Does TubeBuddy now have videos how to do it? Are you there, Dusty? What about Andrew? I will be doing some videos. I'm hoping, Hani, I can work with you to do some tutorial videos that I'm going to be putting on my channel about Repurpose.io just for some different things that I want to put out there as information. So I'm going to be doing an overview video of the tool. It's something that I have been wanting to do for a long time. I've got to get with Phil and Hani about getting my account set up and getting everything ready. But yes, I will be doing some instructional tutorials just because I want people to know the ability and the strength of the tool that is Repurpose.io. So yes, I will have some tools out there to help you guys out. So we are in the 52nd minute here of the stream, so we're going to go here for another couple of minutes. If you have any final questions, you can ask those there in the chat, and I will try to get to those as soon as possible. And Henry says, gotta get the ice out of my mouth. Hani says that he is more than happy to help me out with that. So yes, be expecting some great videos in the future from myself, and I'll definitely be talking with him about getting that set up and go from there. Dusty, why should someone start a podcast? Oh man, where would I even start with this? There's so much with a podcast. I always talk about my tree. So there's a tree, and you got a bunch of branches of that tree, right? You got YouTube, you got your website, you got your email list, and then a podcast is another branch on your tree. But a podcast allows you to have an intimate relationship, a 20, a 30, a 45-minute conversation with your target audience on a weekly basis. And it's in a format that is easy to consume. It's in a format that is just very pleasant and very easy to access. So absolutely, I would get into a podcast. If you have a message and you want to get it out there, there is no cheaper or more convenient way to do it than doing podcasting. And then the way that it works now in collaboration with YouTube and tools like Repurpose.io, man, so much benefit. My business, I've been entrepreneur now for 4 years, going on almost a year now full time. When I really focused in on podcasting and started doing it hard and starting doing it really, really putting my time and effort into it, doing interviews and things like that, my business went from here, kind of slowly growing, boom, straight up, because things started happening for me. That's how I met Phil. That's how I begin to do this type of content for TubeBuddy. I never would be here right now talking to you if it wasn't for my podcast. So many benefits of a podcast. So in closing, guys, go check out repurpose.io. It's a great tool, a great asset for us as TubeBuddy. And again, you get a discount if you are a TubeBuddy member. Go to that link that we shared earlier, repurpose.io/TubeBuddy. This will get you the discount for being a TubeBuddy supporter. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to do this every single month. One of my favorite things and times to do is to get on here and to share with you about things that I'm passionate about. And today it just happened to be two things: podcasting and online video. So, guys, thanks again. Let me know future topics you'd love for me to cover on the podcast, future people you'd love for me to interview, future topics you'd love for me to get here on the live stream. And until next time, guys, keep pressing that record button. Talk to you later.